Hello and welcome to yet another exciting week of The Desk. Now more than ever, I'm yours truly, Shadrack Kisame. Now many thanks for always keeping yourselves glued on the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. You guessed right, The Desk. Now thank you very much for always keeping yourselves on U24 television. We trust that every time you watch U24, you're inspired, you're motivated, and above all, you are educated. Like tonight, there's going to be some little bit of education about mental health, what the effects are, what the causes are. How far are we from redemption from this nightmare of mental health? You know, as the coronavirus hit, a lot of people have been affected differently. But now, most of them, it has been mentally. People are depressed, marriages have broken up, people have killed each other. There's so much abortion, there's so much that has gone on as a result of the pandemic. But tonight, I have a specialist. She's originally from Kalangala. She told me Yemusese, but she's coming from Texas. Houston, Texas. She is right here and she's going to be telling us a lot about mental health, her endeavors to help Ugandans overcome this. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
How is Texas?
It's been good. It's been good. We've been going through so much, just like here.
Yep.
But we're glad we made it through, and we're here now. Thank you so much.
Introduce yourself to the people and your company and what you do.
All right. My name is Kibuuka. I'm a Ugandan. I'm a Ugandan living in the US right now. I'm a mother, I'm a wife.
Right.
I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a coach, and I'm a mentor. I'm the CEO and the founder of ACTS Fund, which stands for Community Treatment Services, which is here to help people deal with the mental illness and the problems that we're dealing with right now, and to fight the stigma that comes with the mental illness as we...
Let's just dive in right there. It's very important that you're a mother, actually, because the demographic of the people that follow me are youths, they're young people.
Sure.
Yeah, so we're listening from the mind or the intellect of a mother, which is very good.
Sure.
So when you talk about mental illness, what are you talking about?
We're talking about the issues, the well-being of a person, the mental well-being of a person. And what there is emitwe engeri gye tuwulira mu mitwe gyaffe ne mbeera yonna yeetoolodde mu mitwe gyaffe ne mind zaffe. You know, usually for people ngamwe who have been in the diaspora, tend to think that is, which is true, it is a big problem. Yes.
But in Uganda, we think that's more of a luxury.
Sure.
Well, you know, mental illness, what's that? Seeing counselors, that's wastage of money. Talk to us about that.
Of course. I don't think we don't appreciate, I think the issue is the fact that we were not always aware of what we're dealing with.
Right.
We don't take time to identify how we feel, our emotions, and what we're dealing with. And that's why we put it on the side. And also the stigma that always been around, and the taboos that comes with it. We always believed if somebody came to say, I have a disturbance, we're going to be considered crazy. And because of all those issues, mental health has always been kicked on the side. But now, I'm glad to say, despite the fact that COVID has taken many people, right now we've lost our loved ones, but it has given us a platform, an opportunity to really speak, open up about mental health.
Yeah, you know, you make an important point when you talk about the stigma, because usually, tuloza chakulya onyumya msimanya emotions.
Yes.
Like, is the emotional part of a human being really important for the youths watching you?
Oh yes. If you're not doing well mentally and emotionally, you can't be able to get up. That's why people in the morning they struggle to get up to go to work.
Really?
Because yes. If you're depressed as a person, you lack sleep. Right. We call it insomnia, which is lack of sleep, and then you be disturbed, and a lot of things comes with it, and some of the time we don't pay attention to it, and we don't stop to ask, what is it that is happening to me?
Have you seen abagagga no muntu wa wansi who is watching you, maybe kamocha, maybe chikubuli chikuba mutwe nabo babirwala mental illness?
Let me tell you, it's because we don't take time to listen to ourselves and how we feel. But if you do, even if you didn't have food, you will still be able to identify and understand I don't feel well.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't necessarily need to go to Butabika.
Right.
But you just know that you're not really, you're worried, you're scared, you're confused.
Right.
And then you're not sleeping well. It means you're having trouble concentrating.
Processing things. Do you think society has played a bigger role in, creating this mental illness and leaving it go scot-free? Because something like sometimes they think dogo is
true. That's what we always believed. If I took off my clothes today and start walking on the streets, they'll believe nti sewanga wange yandoga or something.
Are they right or wrong?
I mean, we've had these cultures. I'm not going to deny the cultures that exist, but also we want people to understand that it's more to that.
Right.
It's not just bandoga, but there could be something more. That's why
depression.
It could be depression. It could be other diseases. Other people are having bipolar. They're thinking this, and the other day you meet them. Today they're down. Tomorrow they're up. And you don't know, you worry, why this person so confusing? She's hard to understand. But yet, she has a problem. She has not had a diagnosis. She needs to see a psychiatrist to identify whether they have a bipolar disease. And people don't know these symptoms. And
exactly. When you talk about bipolar and all these things, before we go for a short break, then I would want to ask you, what are some of the forms of mental illness or mental disorders? What are some of the things we can say bipolar? What are some of those characteristics?
I mean, like I said, somebody's down today, tomorrow you walk into the house, they're excited, they're laughing, you're having a good time, and then you go back the next day, they act like they've never seen you before. So this person could be having bipolar disorder, and they have never been diagnosed. And they're walking around dealing with it, and they're suffering, they're struggling. But if they had talked to somebody, if they had known these symptoms of up and downs and the things that come with it, maybe somebody would tell them, these are the things you need to do. Or if you feel this way, get up, take a walk, find the people you love and talk to them. Get your boost up going, and then maybe your mood disorder can stabilize.
As you make your point, I'm getting to understand that the number one problem is lack of diagnosis.
Yes, it's true. Because people never believe or think that mental illness is really something that need to be treated, need to be paid attention to, need to be taken care of.
Right.
So because of that, they don't really seek attention, medical care, or go to see somebody or speak to somebody or talk to a neighbor or a friend or somebody to let them know they're having a problem.
Right, and lack of diagnosis is the reason as to why she came up with ACTS Foundation, where she's helping people that are mentally ill. But after the break, we dive deep into when and how, why it all started after the break. Now, special thanks go to House of Nyenya Furniture. Now, they are your best dealers for all your furniture. Now, look at the set that we're sitting in here for all your leather, velvet furniture, carpets, cushions, name it, they have you sorted. Now, they are at Krish Mall here in Bugolobi at Spring Road. You guessed it right. You are on the desk and we are on the road, and you are still on the continent's leading intellectual platform. My name is Shadrack and tonight is quite very inspirational but also very informative. In the first segment, if you're just joining us, I'm afraid you missed it because we were finding out, assessing and also evaluating mental health as it is that has been brought up by mostly the COVID-19 pandemic. But tonight, I'm with a lady that is so passionate. She has a lot of material. She's written a lot of books supporting teachers on back to school efforts because she believes that because of mental illness, a lot of children actually having issues when they get back to school. How are they going to blend in mental and emotional health journal? These are some of the materials she has. She has tools that she says can help them fight mental illness, and the toolbox is right here. We're discussing how ACTS Foundation begins. Just paint a picture for us.
Yes, ACTS Foundation is a non-profit organization. We did start in Kalangala. We have 2 offices, one in Kalangala and one is at the Bayside. We call it Bayside, but it's called Savala.
Okay.
So we are here and we do programs. We have a crisis line where people can call in and get help. We have counselors 24/7 who can answer questions. We also have a Bright Star Girls Alliance. This is where girls can come in and call, form a club, create a place, call home, safe place, where teenage mothers that are struggling right now, that are getting pregnant in a COVID-19 and isolation, can kind of get comfort and find a place they can call home. They're dealing with domestic violence and abuse and all that. So we're here to support them. And we have the voice, which is for the boy child.
So to you, is that a passion or it's a job?
It's a passion. Like I said, I'm a mental health advocate. I love mental health. In the US where I live, I'm a...
So that's what you do?
Yes, that's what I do.
As a profession?
As a registered nurse, psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Psychiatry registered nurse.
Okay.
That's what we do. I've done this for the last 16 years.
Wow.
I fell in love with it. I've been on the front line, going around Houston, Texas, California, everywhere in to work with people with COVID-19. And I'm a survivor of COVID-19. And during this COVID-19 situation that I had experiences of mental problems, depression and anxiety as a mother. And that's when I decided to do the Vine Toolbox.
Right. So before we dive into the Vine Toolbox, if you are to assess the mental health situations you're having in the US and in Uganda, what is more deadly? What's happening?
It is bad. The situation of anxiety is above and beyond. Is huge. People are very anxious, not knowing how long COVID is going to stay. Is going and coming back. People are very depressed. Some of them because they're worried about tomorrow and they don't know how to move on to live the next day. I think those have been the major issues we're dealing with, and I'm sure here in Uganda too we're dealing with the same problems. The only problem is that we have finances over there and we have institutions, which I don't know here in Uganda we do have, but the suffering, the issues we're facing are the same.
So when does it hit you when you're in the US and you're like, hey, I need to take these services back home?
It was after I survived COVID-19 myself. I'll tell you, I found myself on a hospital bed 10 days, laying down in isolation, closed door, with food given to me through the window. And I never realized that really I've been a registered nurse for a long time, and I had worked with people with mental illness, but I've always thought that was for others. It was not me. I could not say. First hand. But I realized that I was facing death first, and that hit me, and I knew that I could be gone in a minute. And then the next day I'll be feeling well, healing, recovering. But then I realized the body was healing, the pneumonia was leaving, but then my mental health was going down. I was worried, I was scared to death. And I sat down, I did ask God, I say, God, if you send me home to my children, because my brother died with COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yes,
so I'm sorry.
Yes. Thank you so much. So I realized that God gave me a chance. And I knew that if God sent me home, I was going to give back.
Where are you getting the money to fund all this?
Actually, after I did talk to God, I said when I leave the hospital, I was going to go on the front line and work with people who are suffering in the hospitals, because there was a huge shortage in New York. I don't know if you remember that time. When we were having a hard time, I went to New York. I worked on the front line, working with people in the ICUs dealing with COVID as a registered nurse. And I also watched firsthand what the patients were dealing with. They were recovering. Some of them had a chance to go home, but the effects remained. They worried, the worry was really a big thing. And I saw them grieving, because you'd watch people dying without their loved ones, and people not having a chance to bury their family members, and having to sit alongside a person dying and saying bye-bye to their family members over the phone. And it was mental health that time was a major thing, and I saw people in the US trying so hard to help people to fight and help themselves through the healing process.
So the healing process is harder than even the disease itself.
I mean, if after you recover, you thank yourself, you're going home, but then you don't know about the after effects. And one of the effects that came by was the mental health even after the recovery.
Right. So I want us to dive into some of the literature that you have written here.
Yes.
The Vine Toolbox Seminar Program Catalog.
Yes.
What is the Vine Toolbox? What are some of these tools that people need that are embedded in this book?
Actually, in November last year, we did launch our Vine Toolbox. Those are one of the tools that we realize that people need to be equipped as they struggle to fight back, to learn how to live a normal life.
Right.
We realize that COVID is going to be here for a long time. It's not going to go. We don't know when it's going to be gone. So we feel that if people knew what to have to be able to move back slowly, step by step, they'll be able to recover as they go back to live a normal life. So we need everything to help us as we get ourselves out.
So are these what toiletries?
No. I did write this first book. It's called The Effects of COVID-19 on Our Mental Health. It has most of the things that people would need to really understand what happens if I'm lacking sleep. What is it I can do to help myself get some sleep? And if I cannot relax, I need to exercise. I need to try and eat well. I need to check in with a loved one. I need to be deliberate, really live a deliberate life, knowing if I'm feeling this way emotionally, I'm being affected mentally, these are things I need to do. So we give them tools, and we want people to be equipped to understand what is it that they need to do without running to the hospital, because sometimes you don't need to really go to the hospital, or you don't need to see a psychiatrist.
So it's more of a first aid tool, kind of.
Yes, sir.
All right. So before I let you go, I'm knowledgeable that your partner in the last segment is going to come and talk about what you're doing.
Yes.
But before I let you go,
yes, please.
I would want to find out, how would you want government to come into this space?
Actually, we would like all the people who are passionate about mental health. We want these conversations to come to the first surface. That's also why we called it the Vine Toolbox, because it was a way to attract people's attention to see what's in the box, to open up and say, let's have this conversation. Let parents have these conversations at home with the children, and let the teachers be able to have, if a teacher has a book like this, they can open up and have a conversation with a child without really digging too much, but just by showing this kind of tool. And then maybe it will attract not just the teachers, but also the non-teaching staff. We know that in the schools, the matrons and all these nurses are the ones, the wardens, they are the ones that deal with the sick children. And them not knowing what to look for and what to do when the kids come to them. They may not have a fever, but they may be grieving because they lost a loved one. So those tools will help. So back to your question about the government. We want the government to really, really help us bring these surface, join us, bring these conversations to surface, to allow people and let us be able to speak openly about mental health. And also we want actually, we want to thank KCCA. Last week we had a training for 1,400 teachers that they brought to us. We don't have the money actually to get these teachers come to us, because they haven't worked for 2 years. They need facilitation. They want transportation. They want to learn. What I saw last week, I lived in the US, but I was on the video every day for the whole week and watching teachers paying attention, hungry to learn, to listen, and to understand what is it there that they can use, because they're worried, they're scared getting back to schools. So we want the government to open up and help us get these tools to the teachers. Let them have them. The non-teaching staff, let them have these tools, let them read it, let them bring it to the teachers, because the teachers don't have money. We don't expect the teachers to be able to buy these books.
Afford these things.
Yes,
I'm afraid then I have to let you go.
Yes.
Our time
Thank
is
you
really
so
well
much.
spent.
Thank you.
But under 30 seconds, your last words to Ugandans watching you.
Yes. Ugandans, I want them to know we are in a crisis. And we need crisis measures to deal with the crisis situation.
Yeah.
So we want the Ugandans to know that these services are here.
Yeah.
We want them to call the crisis line. We know that every Ugandan can afford a phone.
Yeah.
A child, a girl that is under the bed hiding, dealing with domestic violence.
Do you know the crisis line of head?
It's all on here on this book. I came in 2 days ago, so the numbers are on here. But we can give it to them. They can go on our website. It's actsfund.org. ACTS fund.org. On our website, we have all the information. We have counselors who can answer their questions. We want everybody to be able to speak up openly, because until you speak about the problem, you can't find a solution.
Right.
Yes, that's how I want the Ugandans to.
Okay, that is Diana for you. She's very passionate, so much enthusiastic. Oh my goodness, this is a mother for real. But after the break, we get her colleague who is hands-on here. They tell us what they've been doing so far. After the break, we're coming back. Now, in case you're wondering where we are at Nyenya House of Furnitures, and I'm telling you, we are here and they have everything you need. Cushions, leather, silk materials in terms of furniture, cushions, carpets, they have you sorted. All you need to do is reach out at Krish Mall in Bugolobi at Spring Road, and they'll definitely get you sorted. But remember, you're still on the desk, the continent's leading intellectual platform, and guess what? We actually have 10 minutes to go, and we've been having quite insightful and also very informative segments before. The lady in the chair, I'm telling you, these people are doing things out of passion. As COVID hit, a lot of things went wrong, but guess what? They are here to revive you, and they care about your mental health. But you can follow this very lovely discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do it for Shadrack Kisame. If you get to Facebook, just type in Shadrack Kisame, Instagram the same, and definitely you'll be able to get me. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, click that subscription and also click that notification bell. In case we put up something, you'll definitely be the first to know. Now, for those who are watching in the diaspora and you're not on TV, send them this link on YouTube. But these are the last 10 minutes, and we are joined on set with our colleague who is also with the mental health, right?
Yes.
Introduce yourself and talk to the Ugandans who are watching you right now.
Thank you very much, Shadrack, for hosting us. My name is Mirriam Katende, and I am a teacher by profession, but by practice, I am a psychosocial counselor and an administrator as well. My specialty and experience goes around counseling teachers and learners equally. And I have been doing this over a period of more than so many years. I don't want so that you don't guess my age.
Exactly.
But
I was going to rush for that.
I have been doing this for quite some time, and just with the onset of COVID, we have been working together as a team under ACT Fund so that we can be able to support teachers and learners equally. But we cannot support teachers and learners without going and looking out for the parents.
Right.
We also seek out parents because they have equally been affected by the impact of COVID-19, and the school administrators as well,
Right.
because they are also affected.
Yeah.
And the effect goes so wide, just as Diana mentioned in her introduction.
Yeah.
But most important is to make sure that the teachers appreciate the learners' anxiety, and also remember that the teachers themselves are more anxious than the learners and even the school administrators.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Because of the economic situation, because of the physical experiences, because many of them share their experiences with Diana here, that they are survivors of COVID-19, either individually or
As a family.
As a family.
Now, I want to you make an important point when you talk about survival for COVID. Let's say someone is a survivor for COVID and they're messed up. They're watching you right now, let's say in Kalangala, let's say anywhere, but they want to reach out to you. How is the process? What's the process? How does someone start now?
Okay, first of all, the telephone numbers for ACT Fund are open because we handle crises. If anybody has a crisis, let them be opportuned to call any of the numbers written here below, and one of them is 0200 92 65 55.
Right.
Please call that number and ask for support, mental health support. Once you make that call, initially it is a free call. Please make that call and ask for help.
So they do not charge you anything. Talking about Sina airtime, all you need to do is dial.
Please dial that number. It is a toll-free number. And after that...
That one is not yet a toll-free number.
Not toll.
Not that one.
So,
but they can call it now.
They can call it.
It's in the process, yes.
Okay. So later it's going to be free.
Yeah, later.
Yes.
Amazing.
And then afterwards, we have made a plan and have already built up an app, an online app.
Oh wow, impressive.
Yes, where we will be able to provide counseling services for those people who need it. If a person has been in crisis and the crisis has been handled, then the follow-up services can be handled on the app. So you don't have to worry that I'm not in Kampala, I'm not in Kalangala, I cannot reach them. Please call that number and let us refer you to the app so that we can continue helping you and even referring you to professionals who may handle your case.
Right. So before I let you go to cross to Diana here, what are some of those common or rampant issues that you've addressed so far that are common, they keep recurring?
Of course, there is the major crisis where many children who have not been in school due to the insecurity and also the idleness, many of them have been involved in criminal activities. Mostly they have gone to pickpocketing, they are fighting, they are doing many things.
What do we attribute that to? Is it situation or character? You're naturally a thief.
Initially, it is situational because we were not, for many of these young people, we were not seeing these characters in them. But because of the idleness.
So you end up stealing?
Not stealing per se. For young people, some of them are just experiencing. You know, you are looking away and they snatch your bag, your book. For them, they don't take it like stealing. Some of them take it for fun. But you know, mentally, if we don't handle this at the right time, it may grow and become a habit.
A habit, yes.
So it is important that we handle it at this time.
Right.
For teachers, we have seen them, they have come to a point that they hate their job, their profession. And they proclaim and they say, what can I do in teaching? I don't even want to go back there.
Have they increased their salary though?
Well,
let's open back first. Let's open up the schools.
maybe. So many of them declare that they even hate their profession.
Right.
And for us as parents now, I go out there and I would beg a teacher to go back to the profession. Otherwise, who will teach my children?
Right.
So this is a big challenge. And the administrators, you can see them now almost going mad due to the debts and, lack of income.
Yeah, so Ms. Katende, before I let you go, our time is really well spent. Under 30 seconds, what are your last words to Ugandans watching you right now?
My last words is that all Ugandans, please appreciate that mental health is not a curse. It is a situation that is as normal as any other problems that we have been facing. Please go ahead and seek for help. It is important and you are not alone. We are here to assist you.
Right. So Diana, you told me before we got off air, ever since you came to Uganda, you've been so busy, there's so much going on.
Yes.
You even have a program this weekend. Tell me about that.
What we're doing this weekend, on the Friday and the Saturday, We have organized a program for the Bright Star. We call it the Bright Star Girls Alliance. We have a program that is going to give an opportunity to a girl that has been pregnant, become teenage mothers. We have organized a competition for them to be able to get a platform to come out and tell us their stories. Some of them have been raped, some of them was because a man gave them money. They have a lot of stories to tell and nobody's listening to them.
Right. Before you even continue with your program, this is something that baffles my understanding. Maybe even the people watching there could be like me.
Yes.
Do we want to say that schools have been doing a much better role than parents?
I'll tell you, a school...
Because you're with your child and she's getting pregnant.
Yes.
You took her to school, nobody is their mother,
Yeah.
but they're not getting pregnant.
Right,
What's happening?
A school is considered a safe zone. It's a safe zone in that when a child is busy going to school, they're not idle. They have something they're focusing on.
Routine, yes.
The minute the schools close, they have a lot of distractions, and a school opening up will create another safe zone again to be able to shelter our children so that they can suffer from all these problems.
So schools do a much better role
Yes.
than you mothers.
No, I won't say per se, but it's an addition to what is helping
Right.
for a child to stay out of trouble. And when the schools open, we believe that a child will have a focus again, they'll have routine, and they can be able to stay away from all these distractions.
Yes.
So the competition is to help the girls to come out, tell their stories, be able to get help if there are people out there that have the money and they find some of the girls that they would like to help. We want to give them an opportunity to dream again, because this isolation created a lot of issues where people landed in problems that were not supposed, maybe they wouldn't have. So we want to encourage the girls that we are here to support them. They're not alone. They've been in problems. They have fallen. They can get up. We support them. We encourage them. We'll be with them. So we have 25 girls there that have written their stories that we're going to have judges look at their stories, listen to them, and the winner will be getting 1 million Ugandan shillings towards their education for those who want to go back to school. But also we believe that there's a lot of mind shifting in some kids. There will be those who will not want to go back to school. So we're giving those that are really interested a chance. Not to say because I gave birth I cannot go back. We want to tell them it's okay, they have a chance. We want the community to give them a chance. We want the parents not to be too hard on them. We want the teachers not to look at them some kind of a way, but give them an opportunity and support them and encourage them and be kind.
All right, our time is really well spent. But before I let you go, under 30 seconds,
Yes.
that girl who gave birth and she went back, do you think things can be normal again?
I've had people that had birth, but then they went back and they lived a normal life. Yes, I do believe that if given a chance, given an opportunity, supported well, yes, they can go back and live a normal life.
Thank you very much, ladies. It's one of those few ones that I have two ladies on set. But thank you very much for coming to the show. Thank you for joining me. Now it is a wrap. Thank you very much for watching the Desk, the continent's leading intellectual platform. I tell you, tonight has been one of those, so much inspiration going on and also education. We've learned quite a lot. Now for you who is a victim of this, you're either pregnant or you've given birth, you can still live a normal life. You can still be successful. Now for me and the entire U24 management, would like to send special thanks to Nyenya House of Fashion there in Bogolobi, Kish Mall, and guess what? They have all your furniture needs. All you need to do is walk in. Good night, good luck, adios for God and my country. May the good Lord bless this beautiful Uganda. Now until next week, same place, same time, and of course same host. Good night.